And where is it? Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Hello, hello.
Let me see, make sure that it's recording here on YouTube. I mean on Facebook. Make sure it's
on the English channel.
Oh yeah. I just uploaded the Spanish one onto the English channel. Anyway. Hey everybody.
We're Cesar and Pam with CesarandPam.com.
And we want to help you live your life without losing your soul, your family, or your health in the process. I have been guilty of that many times, of not paying enough attention to one area of my life. And the Bible says, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So we want to help you not do that. And today we're going to talk about, my promo video was, this apple is oxidizing. Is that how you say it? Oxidizing. See, it had a little bump, and then I cut a little open here I opened it up with a knife, and look how much it's already oxidizing just in about an hour and a half. Why does this happen? And most importantly, why is that happening to your body? Did you know you're dying? The second law of thermodynamics, the law of entropy, says that everything is moving from order to disorder. That's why things oxidize. That's why this metal that I found in my garage, check it out, I got some water in it, now it's oxidizing. Well, that has happened to our bodies. Since that law entered the universe when Adam and Eve disobeyed, now we all live with those consequences. So what can we do so that that doesn't happen to you? Number one, what causes oxidation in your body? Let's talk about what we don't want. You don't want to get older faster. You don't want to have low energy, and you don't want to die sooner, right? You want to live longer with lots of energy and be and feel and look as younger as you can possibly do it. Okay, so who's your enemy? Free radicals are your enemy. Let me to interrupt me whenever I'm looking for information. So what are free radicals? So you have the atom, inside you have protons and neutrons, and outside of the atom you have the electrons, right? That's what sustains everything in the world, is the atomic structure, right? The particle. So what happens when you have electrons moving in pairs? So when one of them is a freak accident, a mutation, is looking for another proton to pair up with. Proton is a positive, yeah. So when they can't find one, they will find existing atoms to disrupt and find a pair, and that destroys the cells in your body. That's what causes disease, injury, and eventually death. So what you need to do is, like, we have this fire causing this oxidation in your body, right? And we need to find water to pour over it to slow down that process as much as possible. Pam, say something, because I got to look for the next thing.
I always like to talk about the solution, not the problem. So that's
okay.
I'm listening to you right now.
All right. So the first 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about the problem. The second 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about the solution in general. In the last 5 minutes, we're going to give you a practical plan that you can put into action so you can implement everything we're going to share with you today. So, all right. So oxidation happens just by living, okay? Just by breathing, just by your metabolism. Also by eating dead food. What's dead food?
Food that's not living. I mean, you think if you had your own garden and you were picking your vegetables, those are living foods. Everything that's processed, all the crackers and cookies and chips and breads that are made with refined flours. Lots of foods are dead.
Also toxins. If you're around people who smoke, just the pollution in the environment where you live. And I just read today that in the US, we have the deadest soil in the world. Why? Because it's used so much. So they plant something and then they don't let it rest. They keep on continuously planting the same thing. Before, you used to have crop rotation where the ground will replenish its own minerals, but now that's not happening. And then you have herbicides, pesticides, chemicals to enhance the food. Have you seen a lot of fruit that looks amazing when you taste it? Tastes terrible? It's because it's been enhanced, genetically modified. Well, all that means that you can get all the nutrients that you need, which is from your diet. And that is the answer, the practical answer, right? But before I continue on, Well, we're going to share with you. There's no magic pill. There's no magic formula. It's a combination of factors. That's what we talked about before. You need to learn to drink water. You need to learn to sleep well. You need to learn to eat living foods. Get rid of dead foods. You need to learn to exercise. You need to learn to detox your body and supplement your diet. And number 7, which is hard for me, to manage your stress. We're starting a program where we're coaching people. If you need coaching to improve your health this year, send us a message. And only for people that are seriously wanting to change their health this year. So anyway, the answer, the way you pour water on the fire is to neutralize those free radicals with antioxidants. And like I said before, some people say that I get all my nutrients from my food. And for decades, doctors would say, you're just going to be peeing very expensive pee because you're taking the supplements.
Yeah.
For supplements.
Well, there are some supplements that your body can't absorb the nutrients, and they are a waste of money. But because of technology, there are some really good supplements on the market.
Yes, we're going to share a couple of them with you. Another aspect is, so number 1, you do need to increase your intake of vegetables. But I was reading today, you need 5 to 13 servings per day. I mean, who can do that? There are some people that I know they do that, but that's all they do all day long. They're just planning what to buy, planning how to cook, because that's another element. If you overcook your food, tell us about that, honey. Over the years, what have you learned about cooking?
Well, just that you don't want to overcook your vegetables. You lose a lot of the vitamin content. So it's best to steam them, or if you're not eating them raw. I know some people have problems with digestion eating raw vegetables, but it's better just to steam them and not overcook them. You can see the broccoli, like when it's cooking and it gets really bright green and it's still a little crunchy, that's when you should stop. Otherwise it goes to the point where it gets like this really dark color and all mushy. So yeah.
I was reading today about 4 things that also cause you not to absorb all the food properly, even if you're eating good food from good sources in all the right amounts, in all the right combination. Number 1, if you add any processed food, I mean, that's creating free radicals. Number 2, if you chew poorly, you make it difficult for enzymes to break down the food. That's something that I read years ago about chewing your food a lot, eating slowly.
I just went with the kids. We went, they're studying that digestive system in their classes this week, and we went to meet with a dietitian, and she was explaining about the digestive system and how it begins in your mouth with the saliva, those enzymes breaking down the food. And they had to try different foods and see how many times it took to chew them to create what's called a bolus, which sounds so disgusting, but the bolus is what you swallow and goes into your stomach. But it's fascinating how, I mean, the process that it's all so that we can get the good stuff from the food, to be able to absorb into our bloodstream, into our cells, to get the benefits of these vitamins and minerals.
Yeah. So it's very important to chew correctly.
That's where it starts.
Yeah. Number 3, many people cook their food at high temperatures, destroying the enzymes in the food.
Oh, you know what else? This is another little. Okay, so you have your esophagus where the food goes. It's flat but it opens to allow the food to pass.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, another reason to chew, because you I don't know. Just imagine this when you see a snake that ate a mouse, and they have that big ball.
Yeah, big lump.
I don't know. It sounds painful.
I think I read somewhere that you're supposed to chew like 30 times, and I do that.
But he is also had this thing where he chews so fast.
I need to slow myself down.
I've never seen anybody chew as fast.
I need to slow
I can't
down.
even do it.
I need to slow myself down. And number 1, last, if you consume excessive amounts of fluids with your meals, you wash out your enzymes. Wow. You dilute your gastric juices. So it's not very good to, it's preferable not to drink liquids when you eat.
So we're asking the dietitian about that, and there's different opinions, of course, but one thing she said is that your stomach can only hold so much volume, and so if you fill it up with water, you're going to feel full, but then you're not necessarily getting the foods that you need, and you're going to get hungry sooner because you need to give your body what it needs. It's just showing the kids a plate and how half the plate should be vegetables, and then a small portion of either, and those should be the non-starchy vegetables. Then there was a little portion of maybe starchy vegetables or whole grains, and then a portion of meat. But yeah, so if you drink and drink and drink when you eat, you're probably not gonna also eat your veggies and things that you need.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so last section, couple of supplements we're going to recommend to you that we found. So the most abundant gas in the universe is hydrogen, but it's limited in our planet. And doctors and scientists have found that hydrogen is something that is needed in the cell. We think about oxygen, but we think about the hydrogen. And the best way and the most recent advance has been in a tablet that you, with the digestive process, is the best way to utilize it. And man, we started taking this about a month and a half ago, and it's been amazing just on the level of energy that you feel. It's called Recovery.
It's an ingestible molecular hydrogen tablet. I thought it was interesting what you said last week, I think it was, that pH, we know that it's better to have alkaline environment for our body to fight disease and the oxidation. And the pH actually stands for the power of hydrogen. I never knew that.
Yeah. I saw a video. If you'd like to see it, send me a message. I'll send it to you. It's very, very short, about an experiment on this guy. They did a blood sample, and you could see his blood was not very healthy. It was in clumps like this, and there were little acid markers, which is not good for your body to be acidic. And then he took this supplement. In 5 minutes, they did another blood sample, and his blood, I mean, it looked like it was somebody else's blood. It was flowing freely. And just in your thinking, I mean, I've been more alert in my thinking, in the level of energy, exercising. Because of my advanced age, I was now not able to work out every day, but now I started working out every day. I wasn't working out every day because my joints were bothering me, my back, and now I'm going almost, well, probably 6 days a week.
Yeah, and I've been running again. You know, I only run for like 20 to 30 minutes, but I wasn't able to because, well, I could, but then I'd be in pain from my piriformis muscle. And taking this, I haven't had any problem. And it's true, it gives you more energy, that feeling of being more alert. It produces nano bubbles of the molecular hydrogen that can actually enter your cells. So it's pretty amazing, the testimonials that we've heard too.
Yeah.
I mean, people with migraine headaches taking it and bringing relief, joint pain.
Somebody who was addicted to prescription drugs also was able to beat it, and now taking this. Now, we'll have to say that we're not doctors and we're not diagnosed. It's not meant to diagnose, treat any disease, but it is 100% natural product. And more than just the short-term results, honey, I was thinking about the long-term of feeling high energy, staying younger, staying healthier long-term, living longer.
I mean, that's something that a chiropractor told me before. You know, we always, if something goes wrong and we have pain in some system, we're always trying to point a finger at what was that one thing I did. Oh, it's because I moved like this and I put my back out or whatever. But he said, you know, you have a picture like a bucket and your body's fighting toxins and, you know, you're doing all this stuff that's not good for your body, but your body's handling it and it's collecting in this bucket. But if you're not like proactively preventing and helping your body deal with those things, then it's filling up. And then it could be that one thing, that one way you moved that caused the glass to tip over, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, the water starts sloshing over. Those are the toxins and things that are going to cause sickness and disease. And I thought that was really interesting because I don't think we think proactively or long-term about our health a lot of times. We just, one thing went wrong and we want one thing to fix it. Worst time to dig a well is when you're thirsty.
best time to plant the tree is today. So let's think long term. And the supplementation is very important. Remember that it's a combination of things. You have to drink water, sleep better, eat living food, get rid of dead food, exercise, detox your body, manage your stress, which is hard for me. And lastly, as we have talked about, supplements. And if you want to know more about these recovery and hydro effects, what's the difference between these two, honey? The recovery and the hydro effects.
They have different carriers for the molecular hydrogen. So the hydroflex uses magnesium, and it's like a slow drip. You know, you take 2 or 3 in the morning, and it has the effect all day long. Recovery is within seconds that it's being absorbed into the cells. So you can use it before exercise or just in the afternoon. I thought it was interesting that they originally started calling these caffeine drops. They don't have any caffeine, but that feeling of energy and alertness, that was what they called them.
I sent them to my mom. She has arthritis in her hands and it's really helping her. Now remember, this is non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, no sugar, no artificial ingredients, vegan, kosher, etc. So I hope this will help you slow down the oxidation of your body so that you can live longer, feel healthier, feel younger, look younger too, and do those things that God called you to do on this world. So
we're Cesar and Pam with CesarandPam.com.
We can help you live your life without losing your soul, your family, or your health in the process. We're out.